there,
4,
Gia.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
Gia.
sorry.
Bonjour.
Hello. Bonjour. Happy Thanksgiving.
You
Day
too.
after. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't watch on Thursday. It was last year's episode, right? Did you watch that?
Oh, I didn't even know did they stick something on? No, I didn't
Yeah, they
check.
stuck something on, but it looked like it was from November of last year. And I
I wish when they do the oldies, they'd do vintage.
go
I mean,
way back.
maybe there's some reason they can't go way back.
I don't think
Like,
so. I think they could if they wanted to.
I mean, wouldn't that be fun to revisit some real oldies?
Like with one of
But
the more original Edward Quartermain.
yeah,
Mhm.
some fun
Yeah.
oldies because we all saw last year, just last year.
Right, right. Yeah.
We were
Mhm.
there. I
We were
don't
there, sure.
know.
I think we were there.
Um,
I don't know where
I
else we would have been. Uh-huh.
I was flipping through channels looking for something, and I stumbled upon Original Emily on a talk show,
Oh. Oh,
and she's
gosh.
written a book, and I didn't watch a whole lot of it.
Uh-huh.
I was like, wait a minute, who's that? I was like,
Was
oh,
that
that's
Amber
Emily.
Tamblyn?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, remember
Daughter
then she was
daughter
on
of this
Joan of Arcadia?
Joan of
Remember?
Arcadia, yeah, and isn't she daughter of the Scarecrow?
Yeah, is his name like Russ
Mm,
Tamblyn or something like that?
you got me, but
I don't know.
anyway,
But
so
yeah, she comes from acting, an
yeah,
acting background.
royalty, yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, now she's an author. She was speaking quite,
Huh.
vehemently about her topics.
Okay. All right. Well, good for
Anyway,
her.
good for
Getting
her.
back.
And she mentioned growing up on General Hospital. She was on for 7 years, apparently.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, and she was just a little kind of young, quite young preteen, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I think.
Yeah. She's another one of those
Mm.
those characters when they recast her, it was a completely different type of actor.
It really was because she was
Yeah.
so spunky,
Yeah, it
and
was like the Lulu transformation, right? From sort of
yeah,
tomboyish to
yeah, to a
sort
very
of way more
girly,
feminine,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
or whatever that means, feminine. I don't know.
Means like less like us is what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I just don't like the thought that like whatever she
Yeah,
was is not
right.
feminine. But yeah, I know what you
Mhm.
mean. Like, um, maybe we
Yeah.
should just redefine what is femininity.
Maybe. Yeah, I
That's
guess
right. Oh yeah,
that's what we're doing here tonight. I don't know if
yeah.
I've got the chops for that challenge, Gia.
Have a little more of your cocktail. You'll
Yeah,
feel better. Yeah.
it's a vodka tonic with a bunch of frozen fruit in it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
figure
I
that makes
usually
it
do,
nutritious. It's almost like a smoothie.
like like not ground up fruit, not blended
No,
fruit.
no,
It's
you know
just
how you
straight
can get
fruit.
those bags of fruit. This is
Yeah.
berries.
So they're like
Black.
your ice, kind
Yeah,
of.
they're like my ice. That's right. Chewable
That's
ice. Mhm.
that's very nice. All right.
Mm.
I usually just go with like lime or lemon with my
Yeah, I don't have those on hand very
yeah.
often. I guess you
Yeah,
do.
and no, I don't. But if I'm in a bar, that's what
I
I
didn't mean that in an accusing way.
no, but I was just thinking like, yeah, I wish I were the kind of person that like, yeah, I keep bowls of lime,
I know.
limes on my table and fresh lemons. No, but
Yeah.
I keep lemon juice,
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
reconstituted, whatever that means.
Sure. Right.
It
Yeah.
goes to school and graduates and comes back in a bottle or something.
Yeah.
So it's
A
like, I don't
wiser,
understand.
smarter lemon. Mhm.
Yeah, it's reconstituted.
Mhm. Why
Anyway,
are we
that
here?
was the why are we here? We're talking about just things just really vaguely related to General Hospital.
Very, yeah. I don't know how we are going to get back from lemons, from
Well,
reconstituted
can I go
lemons
off
to
on another
hospital.
jag that's
Okay,
just so
sure.
loosely tied to General Hospital?
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
Well, I'm trying to think, how was it? Oh yeah, I've got a Woody Guthrie connection.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, because we were speaking about Huntington's.
Yeah.
Um, and so I watched, and I just want to know if you've seen it. We watched Alice's Restaurant.
Oh, I figured you would be going there. Yeah, Arlo.
Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
I'm trying to make a we're trying to make, Thanksgiving traditions, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And so that's kinda we're playing with that one, watching that
Mhm,
movie the night before
mhm.
as but God, it's depressing.
I've only heard, like, soundtrack or whatever, like,
It's
on the radio.
it's just one song. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alice's, Restaurant Massacre.
Mhm,
Yeah, but it's like a
mhm.
20-minute long song. Well, from that, you get the idea, well, this is gonna be fun, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
uh-huh.
very, saucy and
Mhm. Yeah, the smart
defiant, so
alecky,
it's just
yeah.
very smart alecky, and
Mhm,
it is, and there is that, and there is the
mhm,
sort of, what do I wanna say? Lampooning of authority,
mhm,
um,
okay.
but at the same time, it's also like an indictment of the counterculture of the time,
Hmm,
Like,
mhm.
it doesn't it's sorta you think, "Oh, okay, well, we're romanticizing that era of, communal living and everything," but it ends
Yeah,
on a very downer, sour note,
huh.
but anyway, Woody Guthrie is portrayed, in the movie,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Mhm.
in his hospital bed dying, and then he dies, of
Oh,
course.
oh,
Yeah,
uh-huh. Wow.
yeah,
That is a little
yeah.
bit of a bummer. And that
Yeah,
brings us to,
and
Brit.
that brings us back to Brit, and
Yeah,
for me, that's kind of the most riveting plot line we've got going
yeah,
at the moment. I don't
yeah.
know I don't know where you are,
I believe I'm in the same place, Gia. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, because we love Brit,
Yep.
and we'd like to see her have a storyline that goes beyond just the stupid Cody thing. He's
Yeah.
not good enough for that storyline, I'm afraid. Like, I don't want him to know. I kind of want him to like just go off, and do stupid things by himself.
Well,
But
I like that they had him really royally fuck up there when
yeah.
she was trying to tell him that she had
Mhm.
Huntington's, and he,
Mhm.
of course, is only has eyes for the diamond
Yeah.
necklace.
Yeah. It wasn't entirely his fault, of course, but you know.
Well, even so, just the, like, "I'll take that off your hands,"
Yeah.
was,
yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
know, but I love seeing Brit kind of, what is the like, she's her entire world has been, turned
Upended.
upside down, and so now
Mhm.
she's, like, going for broke with what she's saying to people and, like,
Yes, yeah, she's just like
she's
swinging.
just yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
like seeing her that way.
Yeah, me too, and
Um,
then I was glad Liesel is back for some of this.
yep, yep, blonde Liesel, but Liesel,
Mhm.
yep.
But still our Liesel, yeah.
Yeah, that was a sort of touching scene,
Mhm.
between them and her
Mhm.
Liesel saying, she's
Yeah.
not being the kind of maternal mom that
Right.
it needs, and,
Yeah.
yeah, because you were a psycho killer mostly,
Right. Right.
Liesel, until you
Mhm.
got reconstituted
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
recently, and now you're a fun character mostly,
Yeah,
but,
and I was trying to, like, in my mind, sort of map out her transformation because we buy Liesel as this new and improved version, and I don't
safer
know
the
yeah,
safer, kinder Liesel, yeah.
I don't know how that happened. How we were, able
Well, it
to
was the
be
same way that
just,
Ava was a murderess, and now
yeah.
we're like, I wish Ava would give me advice about my life,"
I
you know?
I know.
And she's such a wonderful mentor to the young people in the town,
If only I'd had someone like that in my life.
Exactly, yeah.
So we're just fools. We're just
Yeah, I
fools.
guess that's it, we're just highly
Mhm,
susceptible to but yeah,
mhm.
because Liesel, like, the last kind of, over the top psycho act was, tying Peter up in that cabin and
Yeah.
torturing him a la,
Mhm,
Kathy Bates kinda thing.
mhm. Yep.
When at that point, was Peter a bad guy at that point even, or did we not know?
I guess we weren't clear on how bad anyway.
But
I don't
anyway, at that point,
yeah.
I think in that situation, sympathies were
Mhm.
with Peter,
I guess a little bit. Yeah.
not Liesel,
Right. The
and of
jury
course,
was
Nino
definitely
was in on that too, and Nina's been
yeah.
in a moral gray area from the
Yeah,
get-go.
more so than than somebody like Liesel, oddly enough,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, Nina continues to just
She
sort of make it
continues to be
difficult to root for her.
a hot mess, yeah.
Yeah.
An enjoyable character, though. I enjoy that. And I
Yeah.
enjoy that, like, now she's all yours, Sonny,
Yeah.
and you should
I know, you've got
try
your
and keep
hands
that in
full.
line, yeah.
I I know, I don't think he's used to well, he's had, like Brenda, people who definitely need to sort of be handled,
Yeah, yeah, he's got a type.
but
I mean, and Carly up until recently, Carly was, complete constant scheming and,
mhm. Yeah.
she's only turned more saintly in recent years,
Yes, that's
uh,
true.
just sort of
Mhm.
tamed by time or what
Yeah.
motherhood or whatever.
Mhm.
But she
Yeah,
was always up to something,
that's
um,
right. Yeah. Yeah,
that was
she would
gonna
have been
blow
scheming
up.
against Nina at this point, and I guess she does
Yeah.
have the scheme of keeping Willow from her or,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
but
But,
that
she's gonna reveal that. That's gonna be revealed.
yeah, that's gonna make her feel pretty shitty, I'm afraid, if she knows for even a day that she kept Willow from getting some sort of
And
treatment that
damn
would have
it,
helped.
Willow, with all the secrecy.
I
Damn
know.
it, Willow, and
I
your need to
know.
have another soap opera secret.
I
Why?
know. Wouldn't you think Michael would wanna tell Carly?
Just for moral support or something, or
Yeah, just to, like, have another perspective, another set of eyes on the whole thing,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about Michael lately. I feel like
I know. I
I've
feel like
kinda written
yeah.
him off,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad.
Mhm.
Even though
Yeah.
you pointed out correctly, I think that he's saying and doing all the right things now,
Right, but
and
yeah, it
he's
is kind of I don't know if it's too little too late or it's just we've seen so much of his crappy
yeah,
side.
yeah, but, he's being very attentive and obviously,
Mhm.
he's not
Yeah.
an evil dude or anything, but,
Right, he's just a little well, I don't even know if petty's the word, but he's definitely learning how to hold a grudge, which maybe just isn't that attractive, you know?
yeah, he's no Tom Petty. Uh,
No. No, he's not.
there's
That
one of
took
my
me a second.
oh, sorry,
It's
one of my
okay. I'm sorry.
one of my new, favorite, shows that I'm trying to not binge is called Reservation Dogs.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
think I've
uh-huh,
mentioned before. It's
mhm.
so good, it's so good.
Yeah, I gotta try that
It's
one.
it's funny and sweet and,
Uh-huh,
but enough of a, like, smart alecky thing going on, but
mhm,
anyway, they have a scene where and so it's set in Oklahoma on a reservation, and so it's all
mhm,
Native American characters mostly, and
yeah,
anyway, the old timers are trying to help the young kids and break a spell or something, and they're like,
uh-huh.
"Oh, we should do a song. It should be an old song from the old people," and the kids are watching, and like, it should be
Uh-huh.
an old song, and they think for a minute, and then one of them busts into, "She's a good girl, loves her mama," you know, and the kids are like, "Dude, that's not even that old." But it's so funny, they're just blasting out this Tom Petty song.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's
Anyway, yeah,
lovely.
I know it's a kiss of death to recommend a show to you, but,
No, no, yeah, as long as you continue to, like, keep in mind maybe giving Superstore a try.
oh, right, I need to write stuff down.
Yeah, I've
Um,
started keeping a list in
okay.
my phone because I can't keep track. But I still just
Okay,
continue to
okay.
rewatch, kinda like you, like, I'm thinking,
The
"Ooh,
old
maybe
yeah.
next I'll rewatch Chuck." Like, come
Just
on.
I know I'm gonna have to find some other really old yeah, 'cause I don't know how many seasons we've got of St. Elsewhere, but
Yeah, I don't think a ton,
they
but
go pretty fast, but it's
yeah.
such a time capsule, like,
Uh-huh.
uh, they it must have been everything was ripped from the day's headlines, I'm guessing.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, enough other
Anyway.
TV. What else do we wanna talk about on General Hospital?
Oh, well, I guess one of the main things that was going on was the Holly Robert
Ah,
I
yeah,
know,
okay.
I know. It's all super lame. And of course, Robert can be bested by Holly, but
I was like, "Well, maybe he's onto her. He
right,
knows, right?" So
right.
I thought,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, he won't fall for this." But
Yeah. Does he really think like his conversation with her earlier, like just sort of changed things?
yeah, and, also, I know I'm guilty of ageism, and I need to point out that I also am wicked old and don't wanna see myself doing a lot of scenes
Yeah.
like this.
Uh-huh.
Don't wanna see myself, muckled on to somebody having a love scene. Um,
Yeah.
don't wanna and I don't wanna see myself, like, pretending I'm in my 20s doing shots of
Mhm.
tequila,
Yeah.
like, watching him
Mhm.
try to pick up the limes and everything, you know?
Yeah, I know,
I was
I
like,
know.
"This is just sad."
Yeah. And I
I
just
mean,
it the whole thing, it just seems like, I don't know, things are thrown together on these days on the show, I feel like, like the fact that once his head hit the table, Holly wasn't like alarmed at all or concerned for him, It's just like, seriously? You think
I
that after one
yeah,
shot his
yeah.
head, it just kind of seems like,
And when somebody's that age, my first
yeah.
thought is maybe we've had some drug interactions,
Mhm.
like, what are his prescriptions?
I know.
Like,
Does
I
he have
mean,
a medic
seriously,
alert
yeah,
bracelet
check for a medical alert bracelet,
or just the
like,
handcuff?
you don't mess with somebody that age, you don't, like,
Yeah.
you know, anyway,
Mhm. Yeah, and at least Diane seemed to understand something was hinky about all
yeah,
of that,
yeah, but
but
what should have happened was an ambulance should have been called, you know?
yes, yes, not
When a
just, like,
person of that
whisking him out of
vintage
the room.
suddenly passes out, loses consciousness, you don't
Yeah.
just brew a pot of coffee. It's not like
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
hijinks at the frat house,
That's right, that's
I
right.
just felt like I guess I'm agreeing with you. The writing is kinda tone deaf.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's not that they couldn't have the same sort of scene unfold, but if they had written it differently, it would have, been maybe a little more easy to swallow. I don't know.
yeah, and I was trying to think, so I'm compared to you, a relative newcomer to watching General Hospital, so I did not watch in the heyday of Robert and Holly.
Yeah.
So were they, like, crazy party devil may care?
No,
Like,
I
did you
wouldn't
see a
I
lot of
don't that's not how I would remember them. I mean, he more definitely more capable and smarter, and just like competent, um
yeah,
and now like he and Anna and Valentine, they all seem like such boobs, like when these things happen. I don't know,
yeah.
it's just dumb luck that they're all still alive, you know.
Because I thought, well, I'll try to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's like, well, if this is part of their history, that, oh, they were
Yeah,
just such wild and
I don't
crazy
remember that.
couple, they would be doing shots of
Mm.
tequila and in the middle of the day
That
and,
seems like maybe Luke, I
um
could have pictured Luke
yeah,
doing stuff like that, but not really Robert.
yeah, I don't know. And,
Yeah.
it was like so when Diane met Holly and
Mhm.
Holly left the table to go make her phone calls, and
Yeah.
Diane said something about how delightful she was, and it's like,
Yeah.
there was nothing delightful that we saw,
No,
I
no.
was like, would she really have felt that? I don't think
Right.
so.
Right. And
Um,
and also Holly didn't seem as conflicted with this whole thing, like drugging Robert. She seemed like she wasn't as
yeah,
tortured, I
which
don't.
once again, shouldn't she have been, like, maybe saying out loud, like, "Well, this particular drug doesn't interfere with, won't interfere with his high blood pressure meds or his cholesterol meds or his prostate
Yeah.
medication," or whatever else a man of that
Yeah.
vintage would be
And
on.
couldn't she have let him in on the plot? I mean, is there still a chance that maybe she did somehow and that this was all just like him acting out
Oh,
his
maybe.
side of
Oh,
things?
well, that could be. Do you think maybe this is an elaborate ruse and she's let
Ruse?
him in on it? Ruse? Ruse?
Ruse? I think
Ruse?
ruse.
Are you saying it with a Z sound? Ruse? Ruse?
Ruse, ruse. Let's give this 5 minutes and then we'll move on to something else.
Ruse? Ruse?
Ruse, ruse. How do
Are
you
you
spell
questioning
it?
are you questioning the pronunciation of the U or the S?
The
Or
is it
both?
Rouse? How do we spell it even?
I was gonna just say RUSE, a ruse? Oh
Ruse.
my god. I
Huh.
feel like I'm in on some space-time continuum blip or
Yeah.
something here.
Let's see if I can get to the bottom. Ruse. Ruse meaning. An action intended to deceive someone, a trick. And it's ROOZ in the pronunciation thing.
Oh,
So
I thought it was gonna be spelling. I was
ruse.
like, "Oh my god, are you serious? That's
Or it could be,
crazy spelling."
well, they say the pronunciation could either be ruse with like a Z sound or ruse with an S. So I guess
Okay,
we
what's
were
the actual spelling of the word?
RUSE. You were right.
Oh my god, did you hear it, people?
She was right. Gia got it. Score one for Gia.
Well, you are drinking, and for once, I'm sober. Um,
Mhm.
anyway, maybe you're right, and in which case I will have to eat my words.
And
Like,
yeah,
maybe
but
he
are
and
the
Holly have
writers that
teamed
clever?
up. Let's hope so. Let's hope that's what's going
Yeah.
on. Because in the scenes they show, was it the scenes or maybe it actually happened? Like he reappears with the handcuff hanging off him, and
Yeah, that was like, I guess that was scenes from the
was
next
that
episode,
scenes? Okay.
I
So, but
think.
maybe they have teamed up and it's all to.
Yeah,
Mm, that would be great. That would be great.
it would be.
I don't
It
know.
would.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll just see.
Okay. Yep. We'll have
All
to
right,
wait
but
on
it
that
was
one.
fun, like saying the word roost,
Ruse. Yeah,
roost, roost,
ruse.
all over and over and over. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was a big chunk. We only have 2
That
days
was,
to talk about really, so.
yeah, that was a very big chunk. And then we had the whole, this was another thing that was,
Mhm.
I don't know, not that interesting. The Chase Brooklyn Link
Oh, right,
thing.
right, right.
Link looking
Yeah.
like he looks more and more scuzzy, doesn't he?
He just looks oilier every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Um, yeah, that's that, uh, trope. I don't wanna
Uh-huh.
just start repeating words again. Trope? Trope? But of the gray area, the woman has this sort of, will she be able to overcome her selfish nature,
Yeah. Mhm.
um, and do the right thing? And he's,
Yeah.
now Chase is trying to, give her a chance to live up to his standards
Mhm.
kind of a thing, like,
Yeah.
so now he's on to her and
Yeah.
knows she hasn't written this letter, and
Right.
yeah. And
And
so
he had, sorry, go
her
ahead.
we see her trying to struggling with, will she save her songs or, blah,
Mhm.
blah, do the right
Yeah, and
thing.
it's kind of like she's got two struggles going on. Whether or not to sort of like keep Chase in this music business, right?
Right. Mhm, yeah.
Versus his career, which she loved, and whether she wants to like have her property back versus saving or sparing all these other women potentially the same fate she suffered, right?
Right. We know in
So,
the end she'll do the right thing, but will she lose Chase in the process kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah, she's already kind of crushed him because when he was speaking with what's her name, Blaze, and saying they'd do anything for each other, now he knows that's not true.
Yeah, yeah.
And he should have known that wasn't entirely true before.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, but
I don't know.
I,
I get a little tired of the women characters
yeah,
being painted as the selfish,
yeah,
like
with all
having to
these
live up
like
to some standard.
designs, yeah.
Yeah.
And it did seem like Brooklyn had progressed, for a while beyond this kind of stuff. This whole Link
Oh, it
storyline
definitely.
takes her
Yeah.
right back to like, the old Brooklyn.
Right. I mean, we definitely like with the saving Maxie's baby,
Yeah.
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 which had started from a completely selfish motivation,
Mhm.
from a
Mhm.
completely self-centered place
Yeah.
to an what's a fancy word? Altruistic?
Altruistic, yeah, yeah.
Oh, no. Altruistic or altruistic?
I
Oh
think
my
probably
god.
both are okay. Yeah, and you'd think she would have sort of learned to like that feeling, right? Instead of going back to this, like, always having to wonder if she's gonna be found out and if, she's gonna get what she
Yeah.
wants. I don't know.
See, you're kinda like, uh, angry with Brooklyn herself, and I'm angry with the character being written, uh, with this selfish idea, like,
Yeah.
wanting to do things like own your own songs or I don't
Mhm.
know, that those are selfish, like,
Mhm.
what's 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 selfishness and what's just personal ambition? Um, and is a
Well,
woman allowed to like do we have men having these, internal struggles on this show?
no, I don't think so, at
There
all.
you go.
At all. I'm thinking, like, with the song thing is her property, that sort of thing. And yeah, this is true. It's not fair that this is sort of a woman's domain. But she knows that to get her own songs back, she's putting other women in harm's
I
way.
know, I know, I know, no, I know. So she needs to step up and,
I mean,
um
that's not really her fault. It's not
no.
necessarily, shouldn't be on her to sort of be the one who, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't know.
just yeah, I'm putting it in a like a broader context, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mhm.
I just feel like we don't see a lot of male characters who are having to set aside, their what they wanna do in their with their lives to,
Mhm.
to do the right thing or,
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I mean,
Right.
do we see Drew struggling with any sort of internal moral dialogue
Uh-huh.
or anything about doing the right thing about insider trading or,
Right,
like,
right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
I mean, we
No.
may have way back in the day seen, like with Ned, when Ned was struggling
Mhm.
whether he wanted to be Eddie Mayne or a family
Mhm.
businessman. Like,
Mhm.
maybe we saw some, internal struggles there with, like, what
Yeah.
you really wanna do with your own life
And what your
but,
family's expectations are of you?
yeah,
That's the closest, I guess, that we would get to any sort of a struggle, because that also
yeah,
was true of, like, when Jason was a Quartermain or when the Quartermains were trying to pull him back in,
yeah, yeah.
that kind of stuff. Um,
But, I know they're gonna have Brooklyn, uh, um, come through in the end and,
mhm,
stand
mhm.
up for what's right. I hate that she kinda has to get shafted in the process.
Yeah,
Um,
unless if she could somehow, like, have Chase sort of get credit for exposing this scumbag, for who he is and what he's done to people, and that could help him become, get his badge back or something. I don't know.
yeah. Mm, I don't know. What do you think of
But
the, what's the other singer's name? The one he's collaborating
Blaze,
with?
Blaze.
Blaze, yeah.
Mhm.
How do you like the Blaze character?
Well, I mean, I kind of thought it was nice the conversation she and Chase were having, that, it was they weren't really, like, faking it, with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know.
Do you think she'll be a regular? Do you think we'll have a
Oh,
new
that's a good question. That
new
seems
kid in
like
town?
that's, yeah, possibly.
I wonder if
Mm,
we'll get to actually hear the song.
Maybe, like, if Brooklyn could sort of take over as her manager somehow.
Mm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mildly interesting, but yeah, I feel like we went backwards in our plot lines, and we've just got Brooklyn mired again in
Yeah. And
what I guess
sabotaging.
is her Achilles heel, her
Yeah.
personality defect.
Mhm. Yep. And she just seems sort of bent on sabotaging her relationship with Chase.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess. Don't know why.
Yeah.
They, you know, um,
We haven't had enough sexy time with them, like, we don't really
sexy
know
or like, yeah.
where they are. I mean, he certainly is not opposed to taking his shirt off, he
No,
spent all
no.
summer with his
In
shirt
the
off.
pool or yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
we don't really know, like, are they sleeping together already, or
I
are
think
they
that's what
well,
we're
I think
supposed
they
to be assuming.
yeah, he did because he stayed over one night, didn't he, at
Yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
Quartermaines? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I feel like, you know, let's bring the sexy back to daytime.
Mm. That
Not
seems
not
weird coming from us.
well, like, let's do less geriatric schnogging and,
Yeah, a little bit of the young people.
yeah, have the youngsters take on I mean, we got
Yeah,
Dex
there's
and Joss,
mhm,
getting ready to
mhm, do it.
heat things up,
Mhm. Yeah.
but I feel like Chase and Brooklyn, they took so long to get them together as a
Mhm.
couple, and now we're I feel like we're not really being rewarded. Not that I need
No,
to
they
see,
kind of, like,
nakey
screwed
Chase
up
all
the
the time,
whole
but
chemistry, between the 2
yeah,
of them.
yeah, and they were so cute as a couple,
Mhm.
like, I feel like there's a
Mhm.
lot of potential there,
Yeah, and
but,
they didn't need to
um
do all, like, the sparring bullshit, it seemed like they
yeah,
sorta really clicked, so
and this
I
Link
don't know.
storyline is tiresome,
It is, yeah, it
but,
is.
we're a little tiresome, um
Your point is well taken, Gia. Yes. Yes, we are.
and a little
Uh,
tired just from overeating. I loved your description of your holiday meal.
oh, yeah?
Um, I so just so the viewers, the listeners know, I texted and asked if they were having pizza, like at the
Mhm, like the
Quartermaines, and
Quartermaines, yeah.
yeah, and she
Mm,
shared that it was pizza adjacent,
mhm.
right? I think that was
Yep.
pretty fancy, and, tell everyone your menu, please.
Well, we had mac and cheese,
Mhm.
which is made
How many
to
sticks of butter?
well, 2, 2, and
I love
then
it.
a quart of half and half.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
whole house
rich.
smelled like butter.
That's not a
Butter
bad thing.
no, but maybe with slight undertones of dog urine.
Oh,
So,
sure. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
And so that was dinner with some salad, just to, I don't know, appease the gods of
Just to
balance, the
cut the
food
butter a
pyramid
little bit.
gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there were pies, pumpkin pie, and I finally made a flaky crust, so that was a real triumph for me.
Wow. You
Yeah.
actually made your own crust. That's pretty
Yeah, and
good.
I
Mm.
I've tried in the past, and I've had a real fear of pie crust, but I use this recipe. The pumpkin pie and the crust recipe was from Chef John. You can find his
Okay.
recipes on All Recipes app, and it was a wonderful pumpkin pie too. And then my friend Mary sent us a chocolate pecan pie.
Oh, Mary.
Yeah,
I
bless
know
her heart.
Mary.
Yeah, who
Mary
owns
has her own bakery, so
yeah, Bread and Roses Bakery in Wells, Maine, so
Woot,
look that
woot.
up, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, so that was
very
so
tasty.
nice of her because I had bought all the ingredients to make my own chocolate pecan pie, and in my mind, I was like, "You're not gonna have any fucking energy to make a second pie," so she spared me the trouble of having to make the second
Well,
pie.
that sounds lovely. That sounds like a
Yeah.
lovely meal.
It was pretty good, Gia, and I was very anxious to get back to the leftovers today, so
Sure, sure.
yeah, yeah.
We were out at, our regular
Your Thursday
Thursday
night
afternoon,
gig?
yes, we were
Yeah.
playing music, but before they did a big meal, massive meal, and, it was it
Mhm.
was so nice because it's a lot of people that probably don't have families to go to here,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
so
just
this
very
is
nice, and
the
the
AmVets
the
Center.
AmVets, yeah,
Mhm,
and, quite nice, and so you give a donation, and then
mhm,
but we were there till the bitter end, of course, because we were playing
mhm.
music,
Yeah.
and then they didn't wanna deal with all the food that was left, so they were like,
Oh,
"If you have a
boy.
dollar, if you have a dollar, come load up a" so but
Wow.
I was like, I'm always so I can't see into the future, and I'm like, "I am
Mhm.
so stuffed, no," and the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
man's like, "You're sure? 'Cause so he's loaded himself up with this massive, with turkey legs poking out of it and stuffing, and I'm like, "I can't eat." I couldn't, like nothing. So I didn't get any more. And then later I was like, "Oh, I wished I'd had a little more stuffing."
Yeah. I know. I know what you mean, though. You feel like you're never gonna wanna look at that stuff
Yeah, I
again,
just
and
think,
then
"Oh, there's no way I'm
yeah.
gonna eat any more of that."
Mhm.
But,
Yep. Then, like, even a couple hours later, you're like, "Where is that stuff?"
yeah, I wished and they did it I spoke to the girl who the woman who cooked it all, and
Mhm.
the sweet potatoes were quite nice because a lot of times the
Huh.
sweet potato is this, like, sicky sweet
Yeah.
marshmallow,
Uh-huh.
over the
Uh-huh.
top.
Yep.
And this did have marshmallows, she said, but they disappeared, they'd cooked away.
Huh.
And, they were still, like, kinda whole pieces of potato, and
Mhm.
she'd added, like, some savory elements, like
Ah.
rosemary and
Uh-huh.
pepper,
Yep.
and I was
Yep.
like, "Oh," it made the difference, because
Uh-huh.
it still, like, was recognizable as a root vegetable.
Yes, yes. Uh-huh. So
Quite
she did
nice.
all the cooking?
I think she did all the co with help,
Wow. Uh-huh.
except somebody like, I don't know, the men did the turkeys or something, I don't know, like,
Mhm.
the men do the meat. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah, so it was
Mhm.
quite nice, but,
Mhm.
yeah, at that point, I was, had a couple beverages as well,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
later, 10 o'clock at night, you're like, "Oh, I could have a little nosh on something."
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like one of my
Mm.
favorite Friends scenes, and I have about 4,000,000 of them, but, is
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving one where Joey says he'll eat the turkey, like, all the turkey, because Monica didn't
Oh,
wanna
I'm
bake
not
a turkey.
remembering it.
Okay, so
Okay.
first he has the meat sweats because he's eaten so much turkey, and everybody thinks he's done, everybody's done, and then Monica's, like, starting to put away a pie, and he's like, "What is that, a pie?" And she's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Can you cut me a sliver?" And she's like, "Okay," and then he goes, "Okay, a little bigger, and a little bigger."
Oh,
He's like,
yeah, I
"What
do
are we
kinda
are you
remember that,
afraid we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
run out of pie? Cut me a real piece." I
He
can
was such
totally
a good
respect that.
character. Yeah, yeah. One of
Hmm.
my favorite Thanksgivings was the one we had together with all our friends when we were in school.
Yeah,
Oh my
that was
god.
fun. That was a good time.
The
Yeah.
dessert table was I mean, this was pre people taking pictures of all their food every single second of the day, but I
Yeah.
wish we had because we outdid ourselves.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I can't imagine really being so motivated to prepare such a meal, anymore.
Well, yeah, yeah, we were young, and it was quite a
We were
group effort,
young.
but we had yeah, some
Yeah,
people were on drugs, and that
a
was
little
highly
bit.
entertaining. We won't
A
name any
little bit.
names, but it was your
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
So it was like dinner and a show.
Mhm.
There was
Definitely
dancing.
was. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
some people were
Oh.
alarmed and left early.
Yeah, it was too much for some people to see.
It was it had like a Twin Peaks feel at
It
times.
did. Well, we were in Montana,
Yeah,
so,
we were in Montana, we were
of
in
course.
Missoula, Montana.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but, uh,
Mm,
yeah, that was a over the top Thanksgiving, yep.
yeah,
Yep.
mhm.
It has
That
nothing to
was
do
one of
with
my
General Hospital.
favorites. It doesn't really, no. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
but, we only had 2 days, so we apologize, now we're just talking. So,
Mhm.
we'll
Yeah,
shut up shortly here. I don't know,
yeah.
is there anything else to say about General Hospital the last 2
Um,
days? Like,
I
and
don't
you
think
wanna make a
so.
prediction or anything, or a
Um,
favorite or least favorite or
let's see. Well, I'm hoping that the writing can live up to the burden, like, with Brit's storyline. I feel like,
yeah, yeah.
there's the opportunity to do some really good work there, and I just don't feel like they've been rising to the occasion very often lately.
I feel like that actor has, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
she
definitely.
has what it takes to,
Mhm,
really make us feel that, and
mhm.
what would you do with
Yeah,
that knowledge in your life, you
yeah.
know?
I would
Um,
think that would make her miss Jason a lot because, she felt like she could just sort of not have to put up a front or anything with him.
yeah, I would love to see somehow she and Austin do more
Mm,
scenes together before she goes, and I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, not like obviously not like a romantic love interest kinda
Mhm.
thing, but,
Yeah.
I feel like they just both kinda light up as characters when they
Mhm.
interact.
Yeah, and
Um,
he kinda needs to have like a sustained period of or a sequence of scenes with her to like snap out of his sort of
Yeah,
laziness, you know?
yeah. I bet
Um,
that actor is like, "This storyline with Maxie is so stupid and this Mason
yeah.
and all that, that he's probably just,
Mhm.
like, phoning it in till they give him something
Yeah.
better to work with."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. It seems like they've
It's
like
a waste of Maxie too, sorry.
exactly. Yeah, that's true too. But I feel like also like with Holly, if you're going to bring back somebody that everybody knows and who was sort of a beloved character, I think, you know, I feel like they could have done something completely different with her too. You know, they're sort of wasting these
Yeah.
opportunities they have.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause, I'll be honest, like, I didn't know her as a character. I knew
Mhm.
she was beloved, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Why is this person beloved?"
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I was like, "I'm not
Mhm.
feeling any B or any love here
No.
myself."
No.
Um,
Mm-mm.
it's funny when you think about that word, "beloved," you know?
Beloved.
They
Yes.
like, "Beloved,
Mhm.
beloved, beloved, beloved." It's an interesting word. Um,
It is, Gia.
yeah, so okay, so, yeah, well, I hope I'm with you, I hope they can, do justice to that storyline before Brit's out,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
um, which is what, like, next February or something, or
I don't know. But
I
you'd
don't know
think they
either.
could like with something like that where it's a disease and not like a hook coming around the corner and killing somebody. If they know that they have a certain amount of time, you know, with the
Right,
character.
yeah,
And of
yeah.
course the writers know how much time they have with all the characters, but at least it seems like they could really like plot out what's going to happen with her.
Yeah, give us some heavy drama here,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, so that would be a good yeah, they could really gut us with that one,
They
uh,
could, and if you're dealing with,
yeah,
like, a real
and that's what
disease
we
that people
want.
have, you know, then you sort of have a like, an obligation, I think, to do justice to it.
Yeah, isn't it weird that, like I'm like, "Oh, I hope they can really slay
Mhm.
us with this," you know, like,
Yeah. That's
why
what
do
I
I
want.
want that? Why do I
Well,
want that? I don't know.
yeah. I
Um,
don't
maybe it's catharsis of some kind, or I don't
guess
know if
so,
it's
yeah. Mhm.
um yeah, so I agree with you on that. I hope that we get, well, this whole week will be Thanksgiving in Port Charles, I think.
Yeah,
So
I
there'll
guess
be a
so,
lot
we'll
of
still have
silliness and a lot of what
mhm.
we're thankful for and that kinda stuff.
Mhm.
I hope we get, Trina and Spencer's storyline kind of going again.
Mhm.
Um, he's gotta be almost done with his
Yeah.
14 days or whatever the
It's
hell he had to
yeah,
serve.
once again, yeah, it seems like there would have been a lot of potential there for more interesting scenes with him
With
in
him,
prison.
yeah, and with Cyrus, we got the
Yeah,
Cyrus thing and,
yeah.
Book. We didn't
Book.
really get to know Book.
It was charming. Yeah, it's just
Maybe Book could have a friend named Mark.
I bet he does know a Mark.
See, I don't even need to drink. I'm an idiot, just all on my own.
Oh.
So I hope we see more of them. Um, I'm wondering when Cam's gonna sorta catch on to what's happening with Joss and
Yeah,
Jet,
he
that
seems like
kinda stuff.
he's a pretty in tuned guy, don't you think? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he'd know if something was not right. There's been a lot
Yeah.
of predictions online about him getting together with Emma, Robin's daughter, like that she might make a reappearance,
Oh, okay.
and I
Alright. Well,
guess
we she was just a quite young girl when we last saw her,
yeah,
so
but in soap opera math, I
we've
guess she's
yeah,
old
could
enough.
age her up pretty
Yeah,
quick, yeah.
uh-huh. So,
Okay, bring on a newbie, that'd be alright.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
mhm.
okay.
And
Alright,
it
well,
would be
there's a lot of
interesting if they
potential.
decided to, like, go back and bring an existing character versus adding a new character. I
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
Mm.
It'd be nice if they brought the same actress back in,
Yeah, and
actor.
I don't know, how old do we think Blaze is?
I don't know, 20s, I'm guessing,
Yeah,
right?
older than Cam, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that wouldn't be a good pairing, is that what you're thinking?
I was just thinking maybe, if you were gonna
Although, actually, they're
look
both,
around
like, musicians,
musicians and
so that might
yeah,
yeah, okay.
but yeah,
Maybe,
that would
but
be a little
him just
weird.
seems so, like, fresh-faced and
Yeah,
wholesome. I don't
yeah,
know.
uh-huh.
Maybe we need to see him do something bad so I can shake
Ooh,
that idea.
oh. Well, it seemed like he used to be more capable, or there was the fear that he might not have good judgment, but,
Right, right, yeah, yeah. Mm.
back
Well,
when he was
anyway.
really angry at Jason,
Oh,
remember?
right, yeah, he was angry a lot,
Yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh,
yep,
but he's
yeah.
pulled it together for the sake of this family.
Yes, and somebody needs to. God, they're a
Yeah.
mess. She's a
Yeah.
mess. It's all a mess. Very messy.
Yeah, very messy. Although, yeah, like you said in the past, it'll be interesting now to see what Elizabeth's role will look like, now that she knows Nicholas's secret and,
Yeah, yeah, that's
has
gonna
her
get
own
juicy.
stuff.
That'll get
Yeah,
juicy. Yep.
her life could get really messy.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they brought back the affair between, Nicholas and Elizabeth,
Yeah.
which was quite
Uh-huh.
a hot and heavy affair, if I remember correctly. Different actor at the
Yeah.
time.
And yeah,
Um,
she does seem like she kind of wants to crash and burn a little bit, right?
yeah, yeah, I think she should, like, shake that Finn off, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Cut him loose.
Finn would be much better with somebody else, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody. I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, anyway,
Oh,
there's a
well,
lot to
Gia.
look forward to. I think
Yeah.
we can hope for some fun stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
it'll be
Okay.
fun just watching the whole pizza Quartermaine debacle again.
Yeah, did they
Um,
talk about Thanksgiving yet? Or
I feel like it got mentioned a few times, but we're not quite
yeah,
there
but it
yet.
was still
So
in the future. It wasn't something
I
that had
think so. Yeah, I
happened.
don't think it's
Okay.
happened yet. I don't think it's
Okay.
happened. No.
All right.
It'll happen Monday, maybe.
Okay. All right, Gia.
All right. Well, thanks everybody if you're listening. Hope everybody had a
Yeah.
lovely Thanksgiving if you have Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
we'll
that's
watch
true.
again for a few days
Mhm.
and
We'll be back.
pronounce words at each other for a while.
We'll learn how to pronounce words together.
They all just start sounding weird when you say them enough.
Yeah,
Everything
you
does.
kind of wonder, like, what are we doing as living beings, Hmm.
Flesh sack. We're just
Flesh
flesh.
sacks. On that note,
Okay. All right. You have
okay.
a lovely evening.
You too, Gia.
All right.
Best
Talk
to
to you soon.
Rory. Okay.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.